So before starting the React.js, we have to know the basic things like what is meant by website and what is meant by web application. First, we have to concentrate on. So after that, we are going to learn the React.js. So what is meant by website? Website is a collection of web pages. In real-time scenario, we have two type of websites. One is static website and second one is dynamic website. What is meant by static website? Static is nothing but entire thing like we have the fixed content. So through the coding knowledge only, we can do the changes. For example, now here I'm going to open one website called ELearn InfoTech.com. Whenever we are opening ELearn InfoTech.com, we have the website like this. If you are observing here, we have the home page and we have the about us page and we have the courses. Like that, we have so many pages. Whenever if you click on this one, it is navigating to about us. Whenever if you click on the courses, it is moved to the courses page. Like here, if you are observing, we have the so many web pages. That's why we can call it as a website is a collection of web pages. Now coming to static. What is meant by static? Static is nothing but it is a fixed content. So through the coding knowledge only, we can do any changes. For example, so I have one website. In that website, I want to do some changes. How we are going to do the changes? Through the coding knowledge only. Why? Because so in the static, each and everything it is there completely depends upon the coding knowledge only. So that means only developer can do the changes. So for example, I have one website called ELearnInfoTech.com. So how we are going to identify whether this is a static website or dynamic website, I will show you with example, just you can observe. Now, whenever if you are opening ELearnInfoTech.com, we have the website like this. So whenever if you click on any navigation item, if you click on any navigation item, we will get the extension is .html. If we have the extension is .html or .htm, we can easily conclude. So that is static website. What is meant by static? Static is nothing but it is a fixed content. So through the coding knowledge only we can do the changes. That means only developer can do the changes. So if you are opening any website, so how we are going to identify whether that is a static or dynamic depends upon the extensions. If you click on any navigation item, this is called menu, right? So whenever you click on any navigation item, we will get the extension is .html or .htm. If you have the extensions like the .html or .htm, we can easily conclude that is static website. Coming to second one, that is called dynamic, right? So what is meant by dynamic website? Dynamic website in the sense we have separate registrations, we have separate logins. That means if you want to do any changes in the dynamic website, we have the separate admin panel. We can simply call it as a dashboard. So we have the separate dashboard. Through the dashboard, you can do any type of changes. For example, I want to do some changes in my website. So if you want to do the changes in the dynamic website, we have the admin credentials. So through the admin credentials, I am going to log in and I would like to do some changes. I will show you some small web application here. So now I am going to open one engineering college website here. So here my client requirement is they want to post some latest news. Otherwise, they want to post some exam notifications like that. If you are observing here, we have some latest news is scrolling. If you want to post another news also, we have the admin panel. Through the admin panel, you can do that. For example, see here, I'm going to log in. So already we given some username and password to the client. So directly they are going to log in with the help of username and password, and they can do any changes here. If you are observing here, we have the latest news option. We have the photo gallery. We have the video testimonials. Like that, we have the different options. For example, I want to post some news. File BAET. Just click on post news. So the news is updated successfully, and whether the news is updated or not, we are going to open the website and we'll check. So now I'm opening the website. If you are observing here, we have that news also. See, the news is automatically updated. If you want to do the edit or delete also, here we have the option called edit and delete options also. Now see here, previously we post a number of news here. If you want to do the edit or delete operations, you can perform. For example, I want to delete this news. Just click on that one. Automatically the news is deleted. So like this, we are trying to apply in real-time scenario. If you want to edit or if you want to delete the news also, we can edit and we can delete that one. So this is about the dynamic website. Dynamic in the sense we have separate admin panel. That means we have separate dashboard. So depends upon the client requirement, we are going to design this type of dashboards and we are going to work. So here we have the dynamic websites like we have the extensions PHP, nothing but PHP language, .py, nothing but Python language, .aspx, nothing but so .NET language, and .js, nothing but Java language. You can use any language like a PHP language or Python language or the .NET or Java, any language you can do, and you can build the dynamic website. So these are the two type of websites we have. So I'm going to revise one more time, just you can observe. Website is a collection of web pages. So and we have two types, static and dynamic. Static is nothing but it is a fixed content. Through the coding knowledge only, we can do the changes. That means only developer can do the changes. So simply we are going to identify with the help of this extension .html or .htf. In case if we have the extensions, we can easily understand that is static or dynamic. Coming to dynamic, we have separate admin panel. Through the admin panel, you can do any type of changes, and we have the extensions like a PHP or Python or .NET or JSP, nothing but Java. See here, what is the extension we have? We have the PHP, nothing but here we are using the PHP language to build this type of website. So this is about the website introduction. So I think everyone is clear, right? So, and coming to next concept, so we have to know the web apps. Simply, we can call it as a web applications. So, in shortcut, we can call it as a web apps. So, what is the use of web applications and why we are using? Web application in the sense we are going to perform dynamic operations. If you are observing, we have the Amazon website, we have the Flipkart website. So, if you are observing every day, they are going to update the n number of products, right? So, whenever if you are updating n number of products, so we have separated dashboard. Through the dashboard, they are going to do some operation. That means simply they are going to update in the back end. Automatically, it will display in the front end. So now today they are going to upload like 100 products. Then tomorrow maybe they are going to upload like 120 or 150 products. Like that every day they are going to do the updations. Huh? So we can simply call it as a web application. So here we have two type of applications. One is single page application. We can simply call it as a SPAS. So that is single page application. And we have another thing that is multi-page application. We have another type also, multi-page application. First, we have to know what is meant by single page application and what is meant by multi-page application. Now we are going to discuss. Now, if you are observing this website only, see here, whenever if you click on any navigation, that entire website is reloading here. You can observe. So whenever if I click on any time, so automatically the entire website is reloading. That means so every time the web page is reloading, that internally we have the n number of pages, like multiple pages we have. So that multiple pages loaded separately. So that's why we can call it as a multi-page application. Multi-page application in the sense whenever if you click on any navigation, entire website is reloading. Already our website is in the load only. So, but whenever you click on every time, what happened here? So it is every time reloading. So that's why we can call it as a multi-page application. So what is the drawback in the multi-page application? So it is completely depends upon your net performance. So in case if the net is low at the time, it will show its only loading sign. It will be so showing the loading sign. So our web page is still loading like that. So to avoid that situation, I want to increase my site performance. In the multi-page application, site performance is decreased. I want to increase the site performance, so that's why we can use the single page application. I will show you some example for the single page website also, just you can observe. Now I'm going to open the Angularjs official website only, angularjs.org. So here, if you are observing, we have the tutorial. If you are observing here, we have the navigation items. So whenever I click on this one, so this view, it will be changed, and you can observe here, it won't reload. Just you can observe both the appetite. So now see here, this screen is changed, but here it is not reloading. So here, if you are observing, we have the so many navigations. Every time the view is changing, but the screen is not reloading. So that's why we can call it as a single page application here without reloading. So that is the important point, without reloading the entire web page. Only particular view, only particular request and responses only it will be changed. So that's why we can call it as a single page application. So generally single page application in the sense we are thinking like entire programming we are going to write in a single page, but that is a wrong implementation. So actually internally we have the n number of pages. Actually we can call it as a components. N number of components we have, but all components we are going to render. Render in the sense display. All components we are going to display through the single page. So that's why we can call it as a single page application. So what is meant by single page application? Single page application in the sense without reloading the entire pages, particular view only change depends upon your request. So the response will be applicable. So now here what I'm trying to do is I want to take the single page application, nothing but internally we have the n number of components now. So simply we are going to take all the components and we are going to render through the single page only. So that's why we can call it as a single page. So here single page applications we have the ReactJS. Through the ReactJS we can build that, and through the Angular also we can build that, and through the Vue.js also we can build that. So if you are using like a Vue.js or AngularJS or React.js, so you can easily build a single page application. For multi-page applications, we have the PHP language, and at the same time we have the Python language and the ASPX, nothing but a .NET language, and JS, nothing but Java language. If you are using any language, you can simply do the multi-page application. But if you want to do the single page application, simply you can use these three only: React.js or AngularJS or Vue.js only. Now, Vue.js currently we are not using in real time. So all are using React.js and AngularJS. Now we are going to discuss what is the difference between AngularJS and React.js. Now we are going to discuss. So this React.js is JavaScript. Both are JavaScript related things only. If you are observing here, we have the React.js is a JavaScript thing, and at the same time we have the another thing that is AngularJS. It is also related to JavaScript only. But what is the difference in the sense? It is completely related to JavaScript library. It is completely related to JS library. JS library in the sense we have internal functions. Just we can use all the functions and we can implement. Then we have here AngularJS. This AngularJS is actually maintained by the Google company, and this is a JavaScript framework, and this is actually maintained by the Google. So what is meant by framework? Framework in the sense we have set of inbuilt things. Just we are going to use the things. Just we can use the things and we can implement. So already in the JavaScript we are doing the validation, right? So and at the same time, if you are moving to the framework, in the framework we have inbuilt validations. No need to do the anything manually. In the AngularJS we have the inbuilt validations, inbuilt routings we have. So if you want to use it, you can use the inbuilt validations, inbuilt routings, everything you can use it. Now, what I'm trying to do is, instead of this AngularJS, in case if you are using the ReactJS, so you have to do the routing manually, and at the same time you have to write the validation code also manually only. So that is the small difference between ReactJS and AngularJS. So ReactJS is actually maintained by the Facebook company. So and at the same time now the React products are WhatsApp, and at the same Insta also same ReactJS only. So React through the ReactJS only. So they are going to apply the entire logics in the with the help of ReactJS, they are going to apply in the WhatsApp, as well as we have the another thing that is Insta also. So this is the small differentiation between the ReactJS and at the same time AngularJS. Now coming to ReactJS. In ReactJS, each and everything we can consider as a component. What is meant by component? Component in the sense maybe that is one page or one section or one division also we can call it as a component. So in React we have each and everything like a component based only. Here we have two type of components. One is functional component and second one is class component. So whenever if you are doing some real-time projects, you can use the functional component as well as class components also. Depends upon your comfortable, you can use any component also. These components we are going to discuss in our regular sessions. So the main advantage of ReactJS is we have the JSX feature. What is meant by JSX? JSX is nothing but JavaScript extension. So for example, I have one JS file. I have one .js file. In case if you want to write any HTML code in the .js file, it is possible. No, it is not possible. If you are writing any HTML code directly in the JS file, it won't execute. It will show some error only. But in the React, we have the special feature like JSX. In the JavaScript only, you can write any HTML tag and you can easily build any views also. So completely, this React JS is a view. Nothing but in real-time scenario, we have the architecture MVC. So MVC nothing but model view controller. So here, what is the thing React will do? React, we are going to build only the view. Whatever we are seeing, that is called view, right? So completely the view we are going to build with the help of React.js. So that is about the thing we are going to. So that view we are going to implement easily with the help of JSX. For example, I have normal HTML code. In the HTML code, if you are writing the scripts, it is executes. .js, script tag we have to use. Inside the script tag, you can apply. It will automatically execute. But now what I'm trying to do is just I'm going to maintain the .js file. In the .js file, if you are writing any HTML code, so generally it won't execute. But in the React, it will execute so that we will easily build any view depends upon your logic, it depends upon your requirement. So this is the small introduction of the React.js, and in the React.js we have the so many features like the components, JSX, expressions, event binding types. We have the a number of like the React hooks, and at the same time we have the life cycles. A number of concepts we are going to discuss. So each and everything in regular sessions, like a step by step we are going to discuss in our regular sessions. Now, if you want to create any React app, we have to follow the command. So what is the command we have to follow? And at the same time, so before creating the React app, we have to check whether, so in your system, we have the node or not. So why? Because we have the .js files. If you want to run the .js files, we have to install the node.js. So if you want to install this one, just go through the Google and you can search here, node.js download. Whenever if you are searching like this, we will get the Node.js. Here we have the versions LTS and current. Nothing but latest standard and current version. You can download anything. For example, I want to download the latest standard only. I'm going to. So it depends upon your OS. I want to download the Windows. So now the Windows node is downloading. After downloading this one, we have to install. So after installing that one, you have to check your node version. How we are going to check that one also, I will show you. So without this node, we are unable to create our React app. Now what I'm trying to do is, I want to create my React app. So how we are going to create, I will show you. Before that, we have to install the node. Now, so it is still downloading. After downloading this one, we have to install. After installation, we have to check node-v. Just open the command prompt and you can check. So node-v automatically it will shows. So whether your node version is installed properly or not, and at the same time it will shows the which version node is running in your PC. It will shows. Now it is still installing. So I'm going to open the command prompt. So still it is installing. After installation, we have to type the command called node-v. Now, whenever if you are using node-v, automatically we will get the node version. After getting this one, we have to find out the npm version also. Now I'm going to check here. So node-v. See here, we are getting the node version. So and at the same time, I'm going to check the npm version also. Npm nothing but node package manager. So through the npm only, we are going to get our React app. So through the npm only, we are going to create our React app. I will show you how we are going to create all these things also step by step process. So whenever if you are learn like React.js, so the prerequisites are, so you have to know the HTML and you have to know the CSS and you have to know the JavaScript. So maximum all are know the JavaScript basics, but here we have to know the ECMAScript also. So we have to do the ES6. What is meant by ECMAScript? ECMAScript is nothing but, so in 2015 only the JavaScript updates are stopped. So after that they introduced some new features and they named as a ECMAScript. In ECMAScript we have the variable declaration like a let and const we are using. And at the same time we have the classes. And at the same time we have the another thing that is simply we have the map functions, arrow functions like that. We have a number of things, inbuilt things we have. So we'll discuss all these concepts step by step. So and here we are using the editor, so that is Visual Studio. So whenever if you are using Visual Studio, so it is easy to do the entire application. Why? Because here we have the snippets. So if you are using HTML programming, we are going to write the HTML tag, header tag, everything manually. So whenever if you are using the HTML snippet, so whenever if you are using doc, automatically we will get the entire script also, like whatever the structure we have, that script it will be displayed. And at the same time for React also we have the snippet. Now if you are observing here, so React snippet we have to install. So after installation, this one, if you want to create any component also, you can directly create. So before doing all these things, first I have to create my project. So how we are going to create the project, I will show you. We have to use npm, so install -z. So with the help of create react app, you have to enter. So whenever if you are entering this command, automatically your React app is ready to create. So then after this one, we have to use your app name. You have to create your app name. React-create-app. So my app is my project name. So I have to create my project. Inside the project, so you have to create your own component. Whenever if you are doing this one, so automatically we will get some folder structure. We will get the public folder, and we will get the node modules, and we will get the src, and we will get the package.json. Like that we will get the n number of things. So and we are going to know the basic structure. So what is the use of public folder, what is the use of node modules, what is the use of src folder. All these things we are going to discuss step by step in our regular sessions. So this is an introduction of the React.js. So if you have any queries, please let me know. And so remaining concepts we'll discuss in the tomorrow session. So everything is fine, right?